discussing some of the history of the Palestine-Israeli situation. Palestine, going back from the biblical storyline, Abraham was a man from Ur of the Chaldees, which would be today the Iraqi area. And he was called to go to Canaan, which is today that Palestine-Israeli area. And the original inhabitants of that area would be Lebanese, Jordan, Syrian type people. And he was promised to be a father of many nations, a father of many peoples. And Abraham, he's faithful, right? And fast forward to the time of Solomon, he built the temple. Solomon's the son of King David. King David wasn't able to build the temple. God commissioned his son to do it. King David had a little too much blood on his hands, and Solomon was able to build it. Solomon made it really spectacular, a lot of splendor, great looking temple, probably one of the wonders of the world at that time. I believe it probably was. And in 586 BC, the the Babylonians came and they destroyed it. They took over the people. You see this in the time of the prophet Isaiah, the prophet Jeremiah. Those two, I believe, were contemporaries, and they you see a lot of that. You see a lot of what's going on, and they are allowed to bring it back through a king named King Cyrus. He's a Persian king, and this was through a prophecy. A prophecy made showed that explained that King Cyrus would be the one. Cyrus would be the one to allow them to build it. You see this in Ezra and Nehemiah. Ezra was a scribe, and Nehemiah was a cupbearer. Cupbearers were basically people who would try the drinks for the king to make sure they weren't getting poisoned. That second temple is built. Then you flash forward to 70 AD. After the time of Jesus, the temple is destroyed by the Romans. So the Romans destroy the temple, and basically
It's a lie and dream. It's a lie and it's a lie.
lost space there. So basically, when the third temple is built, basically going to be the end of the world, or the Armageddon battle, good versus evil, where the Messiah Jesus comes back. But staying on the particular conflict, 1948 was when the United States and Britain, the powers at the time, allowed people of Jewish descent to come back. And you see people of all different ethnicities. People might not know that, but after the second, after 586, there was a diaspora. So there were Jewish people that went to China, India, different places, and today you will see Indian Jews in Israel, and not too many as many Chinese because they got blended in with the Chinese culture. But the second diaspora was where you see more of the European Ashkenazi Jews that we see today, and the Palestinian people, they lost a lot of territory. And this is not to take either side. This is just a little bit of history. They lost territory, and they weren't able to move as freely within the land. And to cap it off, a lot of people think that the solution to this is a two-state solution where they both become independent. So that's a little bit of the history. Maybe we can deep dive a little bit more at another time, but that's a little bit of the history.